Have you ever felt that your name does not quite fit you? Or perhaps in that it holds a strange, uncanny weight? You are not alone. Across ancient civilizations, from the hieroglyphs of Egypt to the mantras of India, names were never chosen by accident. They were not just identifiers, and they were encodings, carriers of power, keys to one's path in the cosmos. In mystical traditions, it is said that the name is the soul echo, the sound signature that defines your energetic blueprint. Every syllable, every vowel, every vibration of your name resonates like a tuning fork with specific frequencies of reality. And more intriguingly, it may shape your destiny in ways you have never imagined. So, what is truly hidden in your name? Why did the ancient Kabbalists, Sufis, and shamans revere names as sacred? What did they know that we have forgotten? In this video, we will journey deep into the forgotten science of sacred sound, uncover how your name may act as a soul contract, and reveal how even the letters themselves may encode archetypal energies that influence your thoughts, your experiences, even your fate. We will also explore why some mystics have changed their names, and how this single act can alter the trajectory of a life. But be warned, once you understand the true power of your name, you may never see yourself the same way again. Are you ready to listen? Not just with your ears, but with your essence? Then let us begin. Long before surnames, social titles, or casual introductions, names were whispered under stars, drawn in sacred circles, and carried through generations like secret codes. In ancient Egypt, names were more than labels. They were containers of a person's essence. The Egyptians believed in the concept of the Ren, a person's true name, intimately tied to their soul. If the Ren was forgotten, the soul would vanish from the afterlife. To erase someone's name was to erase their very existence from the fabric of reality. In Kabbalistic mysticism, Hebrew letters are not just characters but living forces. Each one carries numerical, elemental, and divine meaning. Names, especially in Hebrew, are mathematical equations of consciousness. The name Adam, for example, is not simply a name. It is a combination of Aleph, divine breath, Dalet, the door to physicality, and Mem, the waters of consciousness. Thus, Adam is not just a man, it is the blueprint of being itself. Across the Vedic traditions of India, names are vibrations. Sound is creation. The universe began not with light but with sound, the primordial Om. In this tradition, the name given at birth is often selected based on the child's nakshatra, or lunar constellation at the time of birth. Why? Because the sounds of your name are intended to resonate with the cosmic pattern you were born under, like a musical key harmonizing with a cosmic scale. Even in ancient Rome, names were layered with meaning. There was the praenomen, personal name, the nomen, clan, and the cognomen, earned title. Together they told not just who you were, but who you were becoming. But over time, as societies grew mechanical, the sacred meaning of names was reduced to bureaucracy, spelling, heritage, branding. Names became identifiers, not initiations. Yet beneath the surface, the ancient knowing remained. In whispers, in rituals, in moments of intuitive knowing when someone says your name and it feels wrong or right. Why do some people change their names after spiritual awakenings? Why do initiates in mystical schools receive new names during rites of passage? Because the ancients understood. To change your name is to change your frequency. To be named is to be called. By the universe, by your ancestors, by the thread of destiny you agreed to walk. And so, your name may be the first spell ever cast upon you, one that has shaped your life from the moment you took your first breath. Imagine the universe not as a silent void, but as a resonating symphony, a multidimensional orchestra composed of frequencies, vibrations, and codes. In this grand composition, your name is your note. A sound encoded with intent, destiny, and vibration. Esoteric traditions across the globe speak of the universe as a sound matrix. The Hermetic axiom, as above, so below, finds its echo in as spoken, so created. Every time your name is spoken, by you or by others, it activates your energy field like striking a tuning fork. And depending on how that name resonates, it may either align you with your higher path or subtly distort your inner signal. This is not metaphor, it is ancient acoustics. In Sanskrit, sound is known as Shabda Brahman, sound as divine essence. It is believed that sound vibrations do not just reflect reality, they create it. Similarly, the Hebrew Kabbalists taught that the world was brought into being through combinations of letters and sounds. The very name of God itself was so sacred, it was only spoken in ritual. But here lies a secret often overlooked. The power of a name lies not only in meaning but in sound geometry. Every syllable in your name has a vibrational tone. Vowels are carriers of breath, the animating force of spirit. Consonants are boundaries, structures that shape intention. When arranged, these sounds form a sacred pattern, like sonic mandalas that imprint on your energy field. Let us take an example. A name like Leora holds the Hebrew root for light. When spoken, it carries both the energetic blueprint of illumination and the phonetic resonance of openness and grace. In contrast, a name like Derek, derived from the Hebrew derek, means path, a directional force. Every name holds within it a movement, a symbol, and an echo of purpose. Now consider this. When a child hears their name called hundreds, thousands of times throughout life, their psyche begins to shape itself around that sound. If the tone is loving and sacred, the name becomes a vessel of strength. But if it is used harshly or detached from meaning, it can create spiritual dissonance. The name becomes a cage instead of a compass. This is why many spiritual seekers, monks, Sufis, mystics, change their names upon entering a new path. It is not just ceremonial, it is vibrational. A reset, a tuning of their inner frequency to match their new direction. But the question arises, was your name given to you, or chosen by your soul? Some mystics believe that before we are born, we whisper our name into the ears of our future parents. Not always consciously, but vibrationally. And those who listen name us accordingly. This may explain why some people feel instantly aligned with their birth name, while others spend a lifetime searching for the one that fits. In either case, your name is not random. It is a living symbol, a cosmic password encoded with instructions, keys, and initiations. The more you attune to it, study it, sound it, feel it, the more you begin to unlock the deeper self that lies within. Your name is not just who you are, it is what you are becoming. What if your name was not just a vibration, but a story? A mythic archetype condensed into syllables, playing out in your life in subtle, mysterious ways. Every letter in your name carries an energy, a frequency, a universal principle. This is the root of onomancy, the ancient art of divination through names. Practiced in various forms by the Greeks, Hebrews, Persians, and early Christians, onomancy suggests that each name is a symbolic equation, expressing your nature, your challenges, and your gifts. Let us look at the letters themselves through a mystical lens. In Kabbalistic tradition, the Hebrew alphabet is said to be the DNA of the universe. Each letter corresponds to a number, an angelic hierarchy, a divine attribute. For example, the letter Aleph represents unity and divine breath. Beth means house or container. Shin signifies fire, transformation, and divine spark. When arranged into names, these letters are no longer just sounds, they become a spiritual formula. Modern languages carry shadows of this too. In esoteric numerology, each letter corresponds to a number, and each number corresponds to a vibrational archetype. Someone whose name reduces to the number 1 may be a pioneer, an initiator. A name resonating with the number 7 may indicate deep introspection and mysticism. But names are not only defined by structure, they are defined by myth. In Jungian psychology, names carry archetypal resonance. Take names like Diana, Solomon, or Phoenix. These are not just names, they are gateways to collective mythologies. Diana evokes the moon goddess, wild and free. Solomon, the wise king, implies judgment, leadership, and vision. Phoenix brings fire, rebirth, and eternal transformation. When you carry such a name, even without conscious awareness, you may find your life echoing these themes. You are not just named. You are inhabiting a role, dancing through the sacred theater of your soul's evolution. But there is a paradox here. Names can empower or imprison. What happens when a name is given with no spiritual intent? What if the name was chosen for fashion, expectation, or by accident? Here lies a forgotten danger: resonance mismatch. A soul born with a high vibrational blueprint may be given a name that does not support its path. Like a violin tuned to the wrong key, there is dissonance. The result? A feeling of always being off, unheard, disconnected from purpose. This is why in mystery schools, initiates often receive new names. In Sufi circles, the murid, seeker, is named by the sheikh. In Catholicism, monks and nuns take on saint names. In African spiritual lineages, names are divine through ritual, not chosen through preference. Because names are not just words. They are contracts, agreements between the soul and the cosmos. To change your name when done with intention is to rewrite the agreement, to step into a new octave of selfhood. But whether your name is ancient or modern, born of spirit or chance, you still hold the power to reclaim its magic. By studying its roots, its sound, its symbolism, by speaking it with reverence, by meditating on its energy, you can restore its resonance, align it with your soul. Your name is not fixed. It is not a sentence. It is a song. And like any song, it can be tuned, transformed, and awakened. The question is, will you choose to listen to it? Practical application. So far we have explored the spiritual geometry of names, their ancient roots, and the vibrational forces they carry. But now, let us ask, what can you actually do with this knowledge? How do you uncover the power hidden in your name? And more importantly, how do you activate it? Let us begin with something simple, yet profound. 1. Speak your name with intention. Find a quiet space. Sit still. Close your eyes. Then gently speak your name aloud. Not as others say it, not as you have rushed through it 1,000 times before, but slowly, reverently. Let each syllable bloom on your breath. Notice the feeling it stirs in your chest. Does it feel aligned or awkward? Does it echo with clarity or does it feel foreign? This is the first key to name alignment, learning how it feels to your own energy field. Because you are not just hearing the sound, you are resonating with it. 2. Study the etymology and meaning. Look into the roots of your name, not just the modern meanings, but the linguistic history, the symbolism, and the mythology. Was your name derived from an ancient god or goddess? Does it have roots in Latin, Hebrew, Sanskrit, Greek? Does it translate to light, wisdom, warrior, rebirth? This is not trivia. This is a process of reclaiming identity. When you know what your name carries, you begin to understand what you are carrying. 3. Numerological resonance. Use the system of Pythagorean numerology or Chaldean numerology to calculate the numeric vibration of your full name. Each letter corresponds to a number, and when added together, your name's vibration can reveal core themes of your destiny, challenges, and spiritual archetype. Online tools can assist with this, but approach it not mechanically. Approach it like decoding a cosmic blueprint. 4. Name mantra meditation. Create a simple mantra using your name. Chant it softly or silently during meditation. Let it become a vibrational tuning fork. Example: if your name is Maya, you might chant Ma, Ya, allowing the syllables to guide your breath and rhythm. This process not only strengthens your energetic presence, it realigns you with your soul tone. 5. Create a sacred name sigil. Using your full name, create a sigil, a symbolic representation of your identity transformed into sacred geometry. Write your name. Remove repeating letters. Arrange the remaining letters into a symbol or glyph. Then meditate upon this sigil daily, visualizing it glowing with white or gold light, imprinting your aura with your soul's pattern. 6. Renaming as ritual, if called. If your current name no longer resonates, if it was imposed, misunderstood, or stripped of power, you may feel called to choose a new name. Do not rush this. Sit with the decision. Dream about it. Meditate on it. Let the name find you. When it arrives, mark the transition with ritual. Light a candle, speak your new name into sacred space, and write it down with full intention. This is not vanity. It is vibrational sovereignty. Ultimately, the goal is not to become attached to a name, but to become attuned to its essence. Your name is a bridge between your human self and your divine self. To walk that bridge consciously is to reclaim the spell once cast at your birth. Are you ready to carry your name like a sigil of power, instead of a forgotten label? To speak a name is to summon a soul. To hear your name spoken with truth is to remember who you are. Your name is not an accident. It is not mere syllables strung together to help you stand out in a crowd. It is a resonant chord in the song of the universe, one that was chosen, whispered, or carved into time for a reason. Whether given by lineage, inspiration, or intuition, it holds within it the subtle architecture of your being. We have seen how the ancients honored names as living codes, vibrations that echoed across lifetimes, rituals that revealed the soul's intention, and spells that shaped destiny. We explored how letters, sounds, and meanings are not static but active, dynamic forces that impact our consciousness, our relationships, and even the direction of our lives. But more than anything, we uncovered a truth that is both empowering and humbling. You are the guardian of your name's power. Whether you carry the name given at birth or seek a name reborn through insight, the choice to speak it with intention is yours. To reclaim it, to reshape it, to resonate with it. Your name is a living mantra, and you are its voice, its vibration, its echo in this world. So the next time you say your name, or hear it said, listen closely. Can you hear the stars behind the syllables? The wind of ancestry moving through the vowels? The spark of your becoming hidden in every sound? Because your name is the first truth you were ever given, and perhaps the last truth you will ever need to remember. If this message resonated with you, take a moment to reflect in the comments. Share your name's meaning, your story, or simply sit in silence and speak your name like a prayer, with reverence, with power, with soul. And if you are ready to go even deeper into the mysteries of vibration, identity, and transformation, subscribe. The next secret is already waiting for you.